What's up, guys? So y'all see the title and thumbnail. We are officially lifting Shorty. So this was my first properly lowered truck, not just turning the torsion bars down and throwing drop shackles on it. This has the McGaughy's Deluxe 5 to 7 lowering kit, which I have for the most part really enjoyed, but this being a four-wheel drive truck, it's not slammed, okay? This is pretty much as low as you can possibly go with it being four-wheel drive, at least in the front. You could, of course, go lower in the back, but then you're gonna have, you know, the whole squat going on, which I'm not opposed to a little bit of lean, but not really my style on the lowered trucks. So this is about it for keeping it pretty much level and not absolutely obliterating our CV axles. I'm regretting everything that I'm saying because holy crap, it looks good, but we're going lifted. Go ahead and get a quick measurement before we begin. So from the ground to the fender, 32.5 inches on the front. Check the rear, ground, fender, 32.5 inches as well. Let's go ahead and take our axle nut off. First, you got to remove this cap. Just get you a flat head, tap it in there and twist it. Pop it free. Go ahead and stick your flathead in your rotors so it can't free spin. 36 mil axle nut. Get the little washer out of the inside as well. Let's get our line out of this. 10 mil down here for our ABS. 10 mil right here for our brake line. We got two 18 mils for our brake caliper. Sit it right here out of the way. There we go. Let's go ahead and take our sway bar end link off. 15 mil on the bottom, 18 up top. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove the three 15 mil nuts holding the top of the strut on. Your best friend is gonna be a long extension going at it from the engine bay, and it's always good practice to leave one on just so it can't completely fall out of the truck. You got two 15 mil bolts holding the bottom of the strut on. $13.16 for our tie rod. So we are gonna have to remove our CV axle because on the McGaughy's kit, the nut is actually up inside the spindle, and obviously you can't get access to it without the axle being out. So I think it's 6 15 mil bolts holding that on. If you've already taken your brakes off, you can do just like this, put you something that can hold it from spinning. And I'm gonna go ahead and take those off. We'll slide it out the end, and then we can actually take our knuckle off. Now we got a 5 mil to remove this ABS / speed sensor, whatever it is. Pop that guy free and just wiggle her out of there. Now we're gonna go ahead and loosen our upper and lower control arms. Up top, you got a 3/4. Down below, we got a 7/8. Loosen that, pop it out of the way. Let's go ahead and remove our upper control arm, 13/16. Definitely installing a Frankenstein kit today. We'll go over it in just a second, but here's the uppers that came off the truck. Obviously mixed match. This one's skinny, this one's fat. Ball joints are different. The alignment pads, whatever you want to call them. This one's smooth. This one's obviously got the little teeth to grab hold. Absolute junk. Knew I wanted to ditch those when we did this, and so I picked up a set of forged uppers from Rough Country. You can see the huge angle change, so designed for lifted or tall level trucks. We plan on going tall with this thing. So the truck came originally when I bought it on this Rancho quick lift strut, and it rode really good, and so we're gonna just reuse it because I kept it, and it had this level on there. I'm not sure if it came with this or they added this separate, but this is like a, I don't even know, 1/2 inch additional lift, maybe one, I don't know. Either way, picked up a one from Rough Country. You can see the pretty big size difference. So if the leveling kit's that big of a difference, the outcome should be pretty dramatic. So I'm thinking it should sit at least an inch or two taller than it was when we got it. And for rear shocks, we have a couple options. So I can try cleaning up the Ranchos that were on it, but they honestly look pretty clapped. And then we have these, which were on Chomper. These are Rough Country, which are nearly new. So we'll probably just throw those on there. They look good. They'll shine up good. That's our little Frankenstein kit. So like I said, hoping it's going to be sitting pretty tall, not exploding CV axles tall, but nonetheless, I'm excited to see it. So let's get it on there. Out with the lowered, in with the lifted. You're keeping us from having all the fun, so you got to go. Frame damage, totaled, scrap it, it's gone. Big truck inbound. Now we got to swap our hub over to our factory spindle, so it's 15 mil bolt. The McGoy's kit does have one on the backside. Let's go ahead and throw our new uppers in. Make sure your alignment pins go through the little channel. And we'll tighten those down once we're done. Put our little ball joint on. Now before we connect our upper, we've got to put our axle in. And throw our axle in. Line the teeth up. There we go. Slambo dizzle this guy into place, hopefully. Yay, I put it back together pretty freaking close. All right, so we obviously got to lower it some more though. We got to get the leveling kit in there, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the top bolts in the strut. So the Rough Country leveling kit does come with new bolts for the strut down here, so you do not reuse your factory ones. So line that up. Send her home. Same deal over here. Might have to grab it with the pliers and twist it some to get it to line up. Now depending on your factory hardware, it does come with a little sleeve to go in here. Mine does not require that. That axle will go through there. So mine's just going to bolt directly into place. But it does come with a new nut. We're going to have to jack this thing up some. Tighten her down. Gotta love it when it just slides back on. Clip this guy in. Like that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw the wheels, tires on. What is happening? Sit it down on the ground, go back, tighten everything down, ensure everything is proper. And then we're gonna get this thing out as she sits and see how ridiculously squatted it is. Well, I think it's safe to say we've officially created the most squatted thing that I have personally ever owned. It's sitting pretty ridiculous. So I just got done measuring it, and we actually raised the front of this truck 9 full inches. Our exhaust is dang near scraping the ground. Look at this. Yeah, it's like a foot taller in the front. Oh, okay. I hear you. I hear you. All right, well, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead, get this thing back in the basement before the storm gets us. Get the rear knocked out, hopefully without having to cut our exhaust off, because I do really like it, but we might actually have to. Either way, there's your walk around. hear the sound of regret. Shorty went from scraping the ground to bogging the woods real quick. Little 24-hour transformation from a 5.7-ish drop to a 3.4-ish leveling kit. Not really sure. Obviously, we didn't go from stock, so I don't know. But 9 inches above what it was in the front. And I don't really know what it is in the back because I wasn't able to fully put the rear together like I wanted to. I swapped everything out, and thankfully I was able to do it without cutting the exhaust. I was able to unbolt it, drop it down, and undo the flip kit, but I could not find our overload spring that we took off to do the traction bars. I don't know where the crap I put them. Hopefully I can find them. I want to put them on here, and it's gonna have the truck sitting obviously more level. It's only about 2 inches right now. It doesn't look bad at all in my opinion, as we see. I might actually leave them out and possibly drop the front just a smidge because it kind of rides like a wagon. I'm gonna play around with the little knob, see if that softens it up any, but you know, we'll just have to see. Either way, on the 20s and the graps, it looked pretty terrible. On the 24s, once the rear was up, I mean, it did look great squatted anyways, but at least it kind of looked cool. Then with the rear up, it looked horrible on 24s in the streets. So had to immediately put the graps on there. Look at the front of this truck. This is, yes, 100%. That is absolutely gorgeous. Love the Denali front, the graps sitting tall. I took the lower valance off, of course. I do think this body style is best complemented with wides just because it's so round. Everything about it is round. It needs some stance, especially in the rear. Maybe we'll look at 2412s, 2212s. I don't know, see what maybe somebody else will trade us the graps for or something. Not really sure. To be honest, I kind of want to sell Shorty and get another crew cab, something another. We'll talk about that more. I might not. I toss around ideas. You know, we're all full of ideas. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Y'all can let me know. Do you like it better lowered on the 24s? Or do you like it now leveled, quotations leveled, because someone's going to be triggered in the comments, leveled on the mud graps?